What is up, sister friends? I hope everybody's having an amazing day. Welcome to another episode of Heart to Heart with me, your host, Emily. I am super excited for another podcast episode. I can't believe I'm on like episode 40 now or something like that. So crazy. Thank you to everyone who has been listening. It really means a lot to me. I know like having 30 listeners is like a drop in the bucket for some people, but to me, like having 30 listeners is pretty freaking badass that 30 people would listen to me talk on a podcast. So I really appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoyed last week's episode. If you haven't, go ahead and check it out. I'm actually blanking right now on what it was about. Oh, it was about high energy versus low energy tasks. So highly recommend. That's like a super, super important episode, especially if you have no idea what a high energy task is versus a low energy task. Today, I wanted to talk about, actually, side note, you know how some people on podcasts do like a little bit of like, oh, like stay up to date with what's going on in my life, blah, 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 blah. I have no idea if people actually like that or not. And I have no idea if you want to hear that about me. And my feelings will not be hurt if you don't want to hear those things and you just want me to continue with the topics that I talk about on here. But if you do want it, can you let me know? Because I always am like, should I do it? Should I not do it? I don't know. Do people care? Should I be like, who cares if they don't care? If that's what you want to talk about, go for it. But this podcast is about y'all, not me. So I would love to know. Because it's very easy to ramble about all the things going on in my life. So yeah, just let me know. But today, I really wanted to talk about something that you may, I don't know, I don't think you guys are aware of this, maybe. I don't know. So the biggest challenges that I see with entrepreneurs. Now, as a reminder, I own my own business. I own a very successful fitness coaching company. Successful in my eyes. Everybody's definition is different, but 6 figures, a whole ass team, right? I made that happen. I also started this business, Full Circle Energetics, and then I also work for NLCA, and then I am also in school. Okay, so I feel like I have a wide array of information coming in, exposure to human beings, exposure to experiences to really like put these patterns or these pieces of the puzzle together. And the biggest challenge that I see with female fitness entrepreneurs is not that they don't have the right business strategy. Y'all got the right business strategy. You've hired all the coaches. If you're anything like me, you've probably hired too many coaches. I have had like 6 different business mentors since starting my business 3 years ago, 4 years ago. When did I start my business? 3 years ago. 3 years. I've hired so many coaches. And because I was always searching for more strategy, why isn't it working? Why am I not seeing more results? Why am I crying all the time? Why are things not working out? I must need more strategy. And I think that's just like the plight. I don't know if it's entrepreneurs in general. Obviously I mostly am exposed to fitness coaches. And fitness coaches love strategy, right? We love to know A plus B equals C. We love to know if I do this with your macros, I will get this result. We love strategy. And like coaches love a really solid game plan. We do. We just love it. And so we search and we search and we search and we search for more answers to our problems, right? Through strategy. And I can use a personal example here. So when, I think I told this story before, and I'm sorry if I'm repeating this story, but it's a very important story. It was actually, so I had worked with NLCA. That's how I started my business. And then I finished NLCA. And I was like, okay, I want to get some new perspectives. I feel like I need to add a little more to this. I didn't need to. I definitely did not need to, but I thought I did. So I hired another business mentor and I worked with her for 6 months. This was back in the beginning of 2022. Yeah, the beginning of 2022. And I was doing all the things, but I wasn't doing all the things. I was still not seeing the results that I wanted. And the results that I wanted was I really wanted to feel fulfilled. I wanted to feel like my business would be able to I wanted to let go of the feeling that my business may like disappear one day. And I was like, okay, I think this is the way to go, right? We're going to learn like different strategies, emails, programs, evergreen. That was when the first time I ever got exposed to the word evergreen. And I had literally no idea what that meant. She's like, we're going to create an evergreen program. And I was like, is that a website? I don't know. I don't know what that means, lady. And so I really was like, okay, this is really going to make my business sustainable. I'm really going to be able to make this for the long haul. And after I finished with her, I went back to NLCA. And then I ended up hiring a sales coach, another female mentor, went back to NLCA, female. I went hot mess. I had probably invested. I never went to college because I didn't want to spend money on college. I thought it was literally, I mean, I went to, that's another story, but I didn't like do the full get loans and all of that. Cause I was like, absolutely not. I'm not spending money like that on college, but I sure as shit spent that on business mentors. I have probably spent over $100,000 in investments with business mentors because I was searching for the perfect strategy that would get me the best results so that I could do this for the long haul. I didn't need more strategy. Okay. What I needed was to understand my energy and understand how energy works, how energy is literally a part of every single thing that I do in my business. That is the strategy you need. Inner looking inward and seeing how you operate best and understand how energy is literally a part of everything you do. I have a certain energy when it comes to podcasting. It's exciting. I get hyped. I may be on the couch. I was literally on the couch, actually, literally 10 minutes ago, creating an Instagram post. And, you know, after you create an Instagram post, you're like, whew, brain kind of hurts a little bit from staring at the screen so hard, concentrating so hard. And then I got up here and I'm recording this podcast and I was like, oh, yes, this is exciting. I love talking on here, right? There's energy with everything. Then I have not a sales call. I have a coaching call after I record this podcast. That's a lot of energy going out, a lot of talking, which is a huge energy drain for me. And then I have yoga that I planned for tonight because I knew today was going to be packed with calls and tasks and all of those things. I'm in a grind season, right? So I really got to keep going and doing all the things, but I have to protect my energy. And when you are understanding that energy is a part of every piece of your business and your life as an entrepreneur and your life in general as a human being, you can start feeling more fulfilled and you can start actually using the strategies that you were taught in business through business coaching correctly and in the way that you need them. Someone can throw strategy at you all day, but if you don't know how to make it work for yourself and understand how you move through that, it doesn't matter. Right? And I'm going to break it down in a fitness sense for you guys. Okay. Talking about how energy is a huge part of this. Okay. So you and I both know that there is a different energy required for writing workouts for someone who is recovering postpartum versus someone who's training for a CrossFit competition versus the mom who's just trying to get it done versus the female, you know, who's been the woman that's been in a caloric deficit for an ungodly amount of time at 1200 calories and you need to reverse her up. There's different energy required for those things, just like there's different energy required for a single workout in itself, right? If you have a mobility day plan, the energy is different than if you have a compound lift that you're working a PR for. Different energy. The same goes for every single task and every single thing that you do in your business. The problem is y'all are bouncing around from task to task to task, trying to do too many things at once, trying to force everything to fit in and getting lost in the sauce, running around with its chicken, like a chicken with its head cut off, and then confused why you're not getting any results. It's not the strategy, babe. It's energy. It's literally all energy. And so when we can understand that energy is a huge part of literally everything we do in our business, the more successful we are going to be in the long run, right? You're going to have better sales calls. You're going to have better content. You're going to have better lead gen strategies, better emails. You're gonna have better conversations with your clients because if you are burnt out and literally holding on by a thread, it's really challenging to have those deeper connective conversations with your clients. It's really challenging to show up for a sales call if your energy is completely drained and give it all you got so you can close that lead. It's really challenging, right? You know that because you're living that right now. And I know that because I lived that for 3 years almost. So, okay, let's say 2.5, maybe. It's a real blur, but definitely like the first year, second year, walking into the third year of my business, your girl was walking through what you're walking through right now. I would be so strung out energetically. And then I would have 4 sales calls booked. And I would be, the thought of those 4 sales calls wasn't because I couldn't close them, because I actually had a really good closing percentage. I'm going to toot my own horn here. I had a 75% closing percentage in my prime, in my sales call prime. I was really good at sales. And then that sales percentage started to go down real quick when I was stringing myself out. I would book 4 sales calls back to back, and that whole morning I had done check-ins. I'm sorry. In what world does that make sense? Right. And then I would be like, well, I need a DM. I got a DM. That's one of my important tasks that I got to do. Well, I can't do it. I would try to do it after a sales call, and then would get pissed when those conversations wouldn't work out. It had nothing to do with my DM strategy. It had nothing to do with my sales call strategy. It had everything to do with my energy, because I was stringing myself out. I had no energetic preservation. I didn't understand the energy of tasks, and I didn't understand, sure as hell, who I was energetically. And those are the 3 key components for you to be more successful in your business. It's just like, okay, let's break it down into fitness again. It is literally just like when your clients, you get pissed at your clients because all they care about is like going into a deficit or lifting heavier weight. And you're like, babe, you aren't even doing steps, okay? Sleeping regularly, water where is non-existent, and your stress is off the charts. There's no way in hell we're going into a deficit because you can't manage the basics. Same thing here. Understanding your energetic levels and understanding the energetics of the tasks in your business is the basics, is the foundation. If you can't do that, all the strategy isn't going to work. You're going to continue to be burnt out. You're going to continue to wonder if you could do this for the long haul. And you're going to be like, why is everybody seeing more success than me? That's the reason. It's energy. And I know energy can be like, how do you even wrap your head around that? And how do you even navigate that? Well, you got to become aware of it. First of all, that's like my number 1 tip, become aware of it. So important. And then also start noticing like how you feel. What do your practices look like? What does your morning look like? What does your evening look like? Do you even take a break in the middle of the day or in the afternoon? Or do you even have a half day on your schedule? Everybody's life's different. And I don't want to ever put out there that there's this most ideal schedule that everybody can have, because it's definitely, everything is unique to each person. But if you wanted Fridays off, could you do that right now with the way that you're operating? Probably not, right? And so this is where we really want to bring energy into your business. And I really believe with my whole chest, okay, my whole itty bitty chest, that energy is the key to being more successful and more fulfilled as a business owner. Now, my version of success is way different than it was when I first started my business, because I'm a whole ass different person now. But success for me now is freedom and flexibility and deep connection with the people that I'm working with. That is success to me. It's not a 6-figure number. It's not saying that I don't want that, but that's success to me, where I can live my life and I am not feeling stressed out, burnt out, on the verge of tears because I'm doing too many damn things. At the beginning of this podcast, I told you guys that I'm in a grind season. Okay. I have a lot on my plate, a lot right now. Continuing to build Full Circle Energetics, because I do believe it is a powerful program and I believe it so much. I really think it can transform a lot of women's lives. I'm in herbalism school because I am hell-bent on being a certified herbalist, or a clinical herbalist. I'm sorry. How could I discredit my own thing? Clinical herbalist, which I didn't realize was a 3-year program, but now I do. So, so that's a lot of studying, a lot of tests, projects that I'm always working on. I also work for NLCA. So I have duties, responsibilities, Zoom calls, at least 15 to 20 Zoom calls that I'm doing each week for NLCA. And then I have chats, and then I have my own husband. I got to clean my house. I got a lot of things on my plate, just like you. I'm not over here sitting pretty doing nothing, right? But on top of that, I'm a projector, okay? As a projector, it is crucial for me to have a hyper awareness, just like all energy types, of my energy. Where is it going? How am I distributing it? How am I protecting it? What practices do I have in place to make sure that I don't get drained and burn out? Because old Emily would definitely got burnt out during this time. And it was because I didn't understand energy. I didn't understand my own energy. I didn't understand what was going to be best for me and be the most successful for me in the long run. And so I'm going to really implore you guys to really start paying attention to your own energy and start paying attention to how you operate best and what is getting in your way and affecting you from being successful. So important. And if you're like, wow, I feel like you're screaming at me right now, like, how did you know I was struggling with all these things? My new program just opened up to the public today for early bird, 6 weeks to sync. It's energy aligned scheduling for female fitness leaders. And it's going to be a 6-week program with 6 weeks of live group calls, 6 weeks of community support, accountability tasks, as well as you receive an entire energetic scheduling per your energy type course and discounts on human design readings. This early bird does end May 14th. And this is really for the women who are like tired of running this hamster wheel and really want to feel more productive, feel more efficient, feel more creative, and just feel more like I'm doing what the F I want to do. And it's based on my choice and my decisions. That's who this is for, and who are ready to kind of like break that cycle. It is 327 until May 14th. And then on May 14th, because there's only 10 spots, I want to keep this intimate. There's only 10 spots. After May 14th, the bonuses will go away. So that would be the discounts and the extra resources like the energy type course, as well as the to-do list remastered template. All of those extra bonuses will be going away. So get the bonuses. Get the extra little bonuses, sign up for the early bird. The link for the program is in the show notes below. You can also message me if you have any questions. If you're like, Emily, how do I know if this is for me? Or I had like a couple women confused about when the call times were. So feel free to reach out and ask me anything. You can reach me on WhatsApp or Instagram. And then, yeah, I hope to see you guys in there. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast. Share it with your friends, share it with your sister friends. Yeah, give me any feedback, and I will talk to you guys soon.